PadAdHell.co, a podcast network.
What is up, everybody? Thank you for checking out a new episode of the Pat at Hell podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Christopher, and today I am joined by my. Oh no, I am not. She is not here. My usually my co-host is here, but she's not. So, but I did want to put an episode out, and want to stick to the Thursday release of the episodes of the Pat at Hell podcast. And so you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta move on. Not move on. Push on. Carry on. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the phrase? What's a good phrase to say? The show must go on. Something like that. So, yeah, what is going on? Thank you for checking out the podcast. I did launch the Glass Clown podcast, and then I unlaunched it. Some of you might have noticed. Did get some good responses of it. Some people were waiting for the episode to drop, and finally released it. And then I took it down. I am still going to be recording episodes. I recorded one this past weekend, and I got to go over it. I got to go through them and edit them very carefully, and I got to get the the approvals of the guests before releasing anything, because I don't want to upset anybody. But the more I think about this topic, the idea of the podcast, I'm like, we can be saying things that may upset people, and that's not the point. The point was to be a comedy mental health podcast. Which, I mean, maybe I'll just focus on this one. Why have two podcasts? Why overextend myself? And I'm just saying, the risk that people take when they are a guest on a podcast may not always, may be very extensively higher than the reward that they'll get for being on the podcast. For speaking, for feeling that they could have freedoms with what they say, And then it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun, and if I can't keep it fun, if I can't balance the fun and the serious, well, then that's not what my intention was. That's not what I was trying to do. So I don't know. Pat out of Hell is just me talking about stuff, getting stuff off my chest, talking about the stuff that I'm going through with comedy, with life. And maybe this is all I'm gonna do. Maybe this is all I'm gonna do. Because as somebody who, my wife will be back on. She's just not here today, and today's recording day. So I don't know. I know what I'm saying. I know what my intention is. I know what I can control with this small podcast. With this small Pat out of Hell podcast. Maybe I'll revisit the idea of the Glass Clown podcast. Maybe I need to understand more what I'm asking of my guests, what I'm not requiring, but what I'm expecting, and what also may people be expecting from me. Maybe the idea belongs to somebody else. Maybe it should be handled by somebody else who's more able to navigate, more able to understand where the boundaries are, understand how to lead the guest on sensitive subjects. I don't know, and that's the point. I don't know. The idea for the Glass Clown podcast came from like a very dark space for me, and it was after my mom passed, and came from a place of like, just feeling alone, and like just not knowing that I wasn't alone, and just seeing on other people's feeds about how they're feeling, how they were like going through dark times, and how they would, people try to reach out on Facebook, and people can always say like, you can always reach out to me, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But it's not that easy. It's not that easy to reach out to people when you're in such a dark spot. So maybe you might go to social media and just, instead of telling one person, you're telling everybody. And you're just hoping that anybody is listening. And so the idea for that was like, man, maybe like people need to figure out a way to know that, that they're not alone in stuff. You feel like you're alone, but you're not alone in stuff. And maybe just putting a post out there isn't the right way, because you're going to confuse people. A lot of people get kind of cryptic with it, And so whoever's reading that, like, what are they talking about? How bad is it? Are they just saying something flippantly? Or are they saying like, is this the call for help, that is this the only way they're going to ask for help? Is this, is this meant for me to reach back out to this person and help them out? I don't know. I thought it was a good idea. We'll see. It didn't have it didn't have such a great launch as much as I had hoped, and maybe I just got to be okay with it. Comedy's coming back. The places, the San Antonio's opening up. There's more open mics. There's more comedy shows throughout the week. Maybe I don't need to be busy with multiple podcasts. Maybe I need to find a better podcast theme. Maybe I shouldn't take something on that is above my capabilities. A lot of maybes with that. We'll see. The plan is I'm going to keep recording them, and then I'll decide later on if it's something that I want to release. If the guests want me to release them, if they feel comfortable with me releasing them, I got to double check, triple check. Are you sure this is something that you want out there before I release it? Because it's a lot of work. A lot of time, editing, doing all that stuff. And maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I shouldn't do that at all. It's a tough topic to tackle. That was good. Tough topic to tackle. It's a tough topic to tackle. So yeah. Maybe I should just focus on comedy. I am doing a change subject. Change the subject already. I will be doing, and this is why I wanted to release this episode, because I am competing on the what? It's the Orta Comedy Contest. Raymond Orta is teamed up with Mind Twist Comedy, and they will be doing a comedy contest. So that's going to be this Friday at the Elbow Room. I'm on the 7 o'clock show, the 7 o'clock round show, whatever they're calling it. Pretty stoked about it, pretty confident. A lot of new faces I see on the flyer or the sign-up sheet or the sheet or whatever. So yeah, looking forward to that. Pretty dope prizes involved in that. I've been working on my stuff, getting the material, the act or whatever, pretty close to where I'm happy with it. I'm always looking to improve, but when the opportunity for a competition came up, I was like, yeah, that sounds like fun. We'll see how we do. I think the last Mind Twist comedy competition that I was in made it to the third final round, and then uh, didn't win. But the guy who won was very very funny, very funny. I think he's been doing it a while. You know, I've only been doing it 3 years. I'm still learning, still working, still grinding, however they say it. Having fun with it. So gonna be doing that. Whatever this Friday is, May 14th, 7 o'clock at the Elbow Room. I'll let you know how it goes. See how it happens. See if I'm winner, make it to the finals or whatever the thing is. Yeah, Tiger's coming back with the midnight show is coming back at the Blind Tiger Comedy Club, which is gonna be fun because we were doing just at 10 o'clock because they were closing early at the spot. But midnight show's coming back, which is good, man. I miss the midnight shows. It's fun times, man. Like just a showcase of just some of the funnest people, the funniest people, working out their stuff. The midnight, the crowd's a little bit. They're worked up. It's later, and the drinking time, and the vibe is right. And sometimes they're just a little bit more ready to laugh at the midnight shows, midnight secret shows. So that'll be fun. I don't know what I'm gonna do at the Blind Tiger this week because again, I think I should be done by the competition by the 10 o'clock show. For sure, I'll be doing the midnight. So maybe I'll get in 3 or whatever the competition I got to do. I think it's like 3 rounds. I got to do 2. I'm already acting like I already won. First round is 3 minutes. If you move on to that, you do another 3 minutes. If you move on to that, you do 5 minutes. And then the judges will decide if you go to the finals, which is in October or something like that. But that should be wrapped up by the time the 10 o'clock show at the Tiger happens. So it'll be nice. I'm just assuming, and I know. I mean, I don't want to like jinx myself or just say, but the possibility is I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets in one night. That's exciting. That's super exciting. I don't know. Should be fun. Sounds like a fun time. This past, I felt bad about this because the past Thursday, I went to the Jokesters open mic. Jokesters open mic. Uh, Usually Thursdays are supposed to be, Jokesters, Vibe, Underground, and then Tandem. 3 spots that you could hit for open mics on a Thursday, which is a great thing. If you could hit multiple mics in one night, man, that could be the best thing or not so good, depending on how you do. You hope for the best, expect the worst. You see what happens. Anyway, for the Jokesters mic, not a lot of people showed up to sign up. Not a lot of comics showed up to do it. And so I got up there, good crowd. They turned out to be like a singles group, which I don't know if that means that they're single mingling group or just like, hey, we're all single. Let's just all hang out together and be single together in a group. Because the numbers were off. It was a very mixed crowd as far as like ages and kind of like vibes and styles and stuff. Um, but yeah, went on for the open mic and just I just ran with it. I didn't get lit. I didn't get the light, so I don't want to say that I ran the light, which is like open mic faux pas type of thing. But somehow, instead of just doing 5 minutes, I wound up doing 15 minutes, just because the crowd was like just feeling it, man. I was having a good time. The crowd was having a good time. Uh, there was no other comics coming up, you know. So why not give them? Well, if there's a crowd there, you want to keep them in their seats. You want to keep them drinking. You want to keep them having a good time. So 5 minutes, a mic spot turned into a 15-minute set. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Hopefully, I didn't upset anybody. I mean, There was one guy that went on after me, I think, and I think that's it for for that mic. Because I hate to be that guy. I would hate it if I was the next guy and somebody took the 15-minute spot before me. Uh, I would hate that. So I mean, geez, why be that guy that you hate? But at the same time, I was on a roll, man. I was feeling good. I was just working stuff out, and yeah, that was that was fun. And then the other mics got canceled. One of them got canceled, so I instead of doing three mics, I only was able to do two. And the tandem mic was pretty cool. That's a cool spot, little coffee shop, coffee house, beer spot, whatever. The mix of that. Um, I don't know, Roosevelt and Riverside. Cool place. That was fun. And then yeah, uh, this weekend was rough though, man. It was rough for me. It was Mother's Day weekend, which is obviously I was already kind of prepared for it to be a little tough. I drank pretty hard this weekend in anticipation of the roughness. You know, and I remember posting something on Sunday. Like tragedy plus time equals the third time I've been hungover today, which was very true. I went through waves. Well, I woke up hungover on Sunday. Uh, Drank for breakfast. Stopped drinking. Took a nap. Woke up again hungover, and drank again. And then ran out of stuff and just remained hungover. Uh, it was a bummer, dude. Um, First Mother's Day without my mom. And here's the thing: I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody else that lost a parent, more specifically their mother. But and it's starting to drive me crazy a little bit, and I don't know what to do about it. But anytime somebody will says mom, mother, uh, mommy or anything like that, anything in the mom family, anytime they mention it, just saying the word, something in my mind, something in my brain goes like bing, like like how when you're playing the pinball and you always hit the sides, the metal things that trigger the lights, like bing, 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 bing. That's what I hear in my head every time I hear any type of word related to mom. It's so crazy. I just got used to it after a while, but it's still there. Like sometimes the ping and the flashes are brighter and louder than other times. And especially if somebody's on a roll, like, oh, my mom this, my mom that, my mom this, my mother this, blah, blah, blah. Just bing, 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 bing. I don't know if that's gonna go away, you know. Um, I just, I try to stay off Facebook, try to stay off social medias and stuff, but yeah, I'm addicted, so I kept going back and checking it out. And of course, everybody was like praising their moms and all that stuff. There were some people that like kind of got it, because they lost their mom recently, or uh, you know, they get it. And I do this thing. I try not to do it, and it came back this past Sunday where I'll do like an angry post. You know, I don't deal with sadness that well. I don't handle sadness that well. I don't like being in the sad zone. Get in the zone, sadness zone. So I do angry stuff. I get angry, and just like with the stuff when people want to reach out, they don't want to reach out to one person in particular, but they want to get thoughts out of their head, and so why not put it all on social media where it doesn't, does no good, does nobody no good, and then you just feel like people are starting to pity you, like, oh man, I'm thinking of you, feel better, and they mean well, all that stuff, but I don't want to be that person to like just post angry stuff, but I was. on Sunday, you know, and it's so weird. And I mean, everybody does this where they post something and then, well, I do this with jokes. I do this with jokes where I'll post a joke on on the socials on Facebook or something, and if it doesn't get a reaction, any reaction, anything, if it doesn't get anything in, I don't know, let's say 15 minutes, 30 minutes, I just consider it a failure and I'll take it down. I'll take it down. You know, I told somebody about this. They're like, dude, you gotta wait for the algorithms. What if nobody even saw that yet? And I was like, no, they saw it. They just refused to. They just hated it. It wasn't good. It wasn't funny. Blah blah blah. Take it down. I'll leave it up on Twitter sometimes because Twitter, nobody follows me on Twitter, so I'm just like, I'm just gonna leave this here just for safekeeping, just in case I do want to do something with this. Let me just leave it here, rather than write it down in a book that only I see. I'm like, oh, let me just put it in Twitter because nobody really does Twitter here. But yeah, did a couple of posts where like you'll see, and then if people notice it or when people notice it, start getting on notification things. Like Sunday, dude, I was in and out of it, and there's things where I'm like getting notifications. Like, why am I getting all these notifications? And I'll open it up. I'm like, oh, did I post that? Let me just take that down. Just kidding. It'll be like, dog, are you okay? I'm here. I'm here for you. Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, oh no, that was that that right there. That was just I was just playing. I was just I didn't mean no, I didn't mean it. Uh, and I try not to do that, because I feel for people that post that stuff because who knows? Who knows what they're doing? Are they just looking for the attention? Me, yes. Are they just looking for somebody to listen to them? Me, yes. Um, but do they need to be that angry on Facebook? Me, no, I don't. I don't need to be that angry on Facebook. I don't want people to think of me as an angry person, and I really, and this is so true, and this is so. I mean, this is. I don't want to be the angry drinker. I'm not an angry drinker. I was. I used to be an angry drinker. I used to be a very angry drinker, and then I stopped being the angry drinker for such a long time, like a great amount of time, like a huge, huge amount of time. I was the fun drinker. I was like, all right, I'm stress free, carefree. I don't remember why I started drinking, so yeah. And then recently, I get this. I'm the sad drinker. And then even more recently, as recent as Sunday, I became the angry drinker, and I don't like that guy. I know him. I know him very well, but I don't like him. You know. And sometimes I'll be the angry drinker that posts stuff, and then I'm like, haha, this is funny. But inside I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking angry. You know, I try to convince myself as the angry drunk that you're just having a good time. You're having fun saying all these angry, very angry, aggressive things. Sunday was wild. But but yeah, man. I mean, I knew that was gonna happen. You know, uh, my mom passing right before Christmas, 12/21. So the holidays were hard. And her birthday was in February. That was tough. And then it was just like coasting with the mom sadness. The loss. Just coasting with that. Doing the day-to-day stuff. And then out of nowhere, it's Mother's Day, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I was not ready for this. Bing, 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 bing. I haven't got my the recording that I did for the shaved showcase. Maybe I'll get that over the weekend. Chop it up, make a few clips here and there, and maybe post something. I don't know. We'll see something. I was so stoked about that jokester set that I did this past Thursday. that even though the audio was bad, even though the recording was fuzzy and the audio itself was bad, because the Jokester room, like it's all sound just bounces like crazy, so you can't hear nothing too clearly. But I was so stoked about that, and I was feeling needy, because all the stuff that's going on the weekends. Um, I was like, all right, I'll release this to the first 5 people that comment. And then I was like, okay, I'll release it to anybody that leaves a comment. And I sent it to a few people. And thank you for supporting that if you did. That was just a drunken uh, idea of mine. But that's it. Thank you very much for listening. This week's Pat of the Hell. And check Twitter and Instagram for any updates at your homie Pat or BabaCodeCore.com. But yeah, this was fun. This was a quick episode. Felt really quick. Don't know if anybody's still listening. If you are, thank you very much, and we'll check you. I keep saying we'll check you, but we'll see you. No, that's what I say. I say we see you. But I'll do this again next week. All right. We'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Hopefully you're good. Be good. Stay good.